last night, I had a chance finally to go out and watch Zombieland 2, aka Zombieland Double Tap. Now, just to be clear, I was not a huge fan of the first one. I didn't dislike the first one, not at all. I enjoyed it. I just didn't think it was quite as good or as iconic or as memorable as a lot of you guys did, which is fine. I still liked it. It's just I didn't think it was great. So I've never been one to be excited or enamored with the idea of a sequel, but a lot of you guys were, and when they announced it, a lot of people got very excited. The trailers for it came out, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed the trailers. I thought the trailers were quite solid. So, last night, Ann and I hightailed it over to the AMC 8, checked it out, and I gotta say, while it is not a great movie, it is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun little flick. It's got some good, fun dialogue, some really good, funny moments. It's basically a movie that is that. It's a movie of moments, you know? Great little funny lines here and there. As far as plot or narrative or development or story arc goes, there's none of that. None of that is, let's just be clear about that. None of that is there, okay? This is a movie that throws a couple of simple premises at us and then just kind of lets the characters, like Tallahassee and whatever, just let the characters say fun and funny things and just let them go for it. I mean, as far as plot goes, you got everything in the trailer, so there's not that. But all that said, what they do give us is very entertaining. And I found myself, for the most part, watching this movie, smiling and giggling and having a good time watching it. It's not a movie I'm going to go back and watch 6 or 7 times. This certainly isn't going to be nominated for any screenplay Oscars. It's certainly, I don't think a lot of thought, I'll be straight up with you guys. I don't think a lot of thought went into this movie. I really don't. I don't think a lot of thought went into this movie. There's really no premise here whatsoever. It's just, okay, just go, they're zombies, go. But for what it is, I had a good time. I really did. I had a good, now, I think the first half of Zombieland Double Tap is better than the second half. The second half of the movie, it starts to lose a little bit of steam, but still quite enjoyable. Still quite enjoyable. And it has a terrific ending. The ending of it is really fun and terrific. Very reminiscent of the first one, as a matter of fact, but the ending's quite solid. Now, if there are those of you who are excited to go in there to see, I'm going to let you guys know this right now, to see the guy, Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley, or if you were excited to go in there to see a lot of Luke Wilson, adjust your expectations. Although they're in the trailer, they're really not in this movie much. Like, not very, very, very little, just so you know. I am in love, as every guy has fallen in love with Rosario Dawson, even before Clerks 2, but Clerks 2 is where I just fell in love with Rosario Dawson. She's great to see in it. Not a huge role, though, just so you know. It really does focus mostly on the 4 main characters, as well as a new character played by Zoe Dutch, who I loved in that James Franco, Bryan Cranston movie, Why Him? I love that movie. Not a lot of people did. Everybody's forgotten about that movie. I loved that movie, and I thought she was great in that. Anyway, she's back. She kind of steals the show with the scenes that she's in. Whenever she's in scenes, she kind of steals the show. Very, very funny character. You get a sense of what her character is from the trailers. So listen, overall, I gotta say, I recommend Zombieland Double Tap. Just, you know, keep your expectations real. Don't expect to be going in there to see anything profound or deep. Or as Martin Scorsese would say, don't go expecting to see cinema. But if you just want to go, have some laughs, have a good time, have some entertainment, smile a lot with some friends, I recommend Zombieland Double Tap. Again, I'm not a big fan of the first one, so it's not much for me to say that I think this one is better than the original. But take that for what it's worth. I liked it. I think you will too. Go give it a shot.